What's up, YouTube? COD4Man221 here, and welcome to number 3 on the Code of Heroes 2 Western Armies DLC Season 2 series here. So you can see we're playing with a couple of the UGB guys. You guys all know Goat, he's been in a couple of videos. Juicebox, you know, he's in the first 2 videos for this new series, and probably remember Snipe from something. He hasn't played Code of Heroes though. So you can see we have 3 Oberkommando West, a Wehrmacht, 2 US, and 2 Russia. In this video I'm going to be showing you pretty much how to push up on City 17. And one of the new kind of tactics that was used against me originally that I'm going to employ in this thing. This match here. So we're going to go to me. Okay, so you can see right away, pretty much Go to suggested we go Luftwaffe. So we're going to pretty much do that. We do have troop training with the elite troop doctrine. So it's kind of interesting how now we have the Oberkommando West and the US doctrines working with the standard doctrines and the Soviets and the elite troops. Anyway, so basically with this Luftwaffe doctrine, you can see that basically there's the heavy machine gun, heavy fortifications, Fallschirmjägers can deploy from buildings. That was one of the things, that was the biggest thing we probably wanted, was to be able to deploy from buildings. So like back here and stuff, it's really great actually. So you can see this is kind of one of the new tactics that was used against me. That's pretty pretty kind of cheap. I'm sure they're going to nerf the health of these guys, but basically it's just going to be run your tank into the enemy. So you can see we are going against Mac and Kane, and Juicebox on the other side fighting against Goat. One of the things I've noticed a lot about this is people are dropping. I, for instance, got dropped from a game that you'll probably see parts of. It was a very good game. It was 15 minutes. It's just kind of annoying how bad the connections are. I mean, they're just dropping stuff. So you can see I'm just trying to run over guys. See this guy trying to dodge it. These things, once you place them down, they get a whole new health set. So they're pretty much kind of a troll. I mean, even all these guys can shoot at it, and it's not going to do a whole lot. You can see I just ran over 2 combat engineers there. So this already has 2 kills, which is pretty awesome. So basically I'm just going to pull back now, and then I'm going to pull back in again. So I'm just kind of stalling their attack here. And keep in mind, this thing does no damage. So, I mean, besides giving me the fog of war, let's see what it's like trying to run over stuff. So I'm going to take a lot of damage, so I need to pull back. But this gave us enough opportunity to pull up to these positions here. So it's basically a great distraction. And I actually get very close to losing this thing, so I'm going to immediately kind of drop it back here. I have 2 Volks Grenadiers coming out. And I have my Sturm Pioneers. These guys are very deadly. Like, these MP44s they have, you know, the regular Pioneers have MP4s. These guys have MP44s. They are very deadly at close range. You can see their mass numbers are you know, pushing back their engineers here. I kind of brought these guys a little too close to a ton of these guys, and they're just gonna, you know, they can't have the health to sustain this. So I got to retreat here. And will he get away? Will he get away? Yes, he does. So you can see this truck that was damaged is now has its own health back again. And it's going to be a medical thing. I like to build a medical thing first, because frankly, the other one, the supply half-track, I don't know, there's just something about the medical one's good because it keeps your, see, he's doing the exact same thing. Look, he just ran over some of these guys. So basically the medical half-track is great because it can be used as a retreat point, which I'm going to do. So when my men retreat, they'll retreat back to here, which will be great when I activate it. And I mean, this does have a spotlight search infrared searchlight, so that'll basically let you see through the fog of war. So you can see we are pushing up. I am throwing grenades and trying to wipe out full units. Keep it in heavy cover. So basically, by using this truck to push them in the beginning, you know, same thing with Goat up here. He was using his truck. By doing that, we were able to kind of stall their advance and distract them long enough for us to set up pretty much positions. He's reinforced. Well, his Grenadiers are getting healed up here, and I'm going to be making this a retreat point soon because I did have the Luftwaffe doctrine. We are getting an older MG34 machine gun out, and you know you're a little bit in trouble when the enemy has gone to a building this close from your base. Like, we can see the machine gun from this angle and my men in the buildings there. Got some more US guys in here. So here's the US base. I mean, pretty cool, I like to think. It's kind of interesting. They took a lot of the British By the way, there's supposedly rumors about them making more factions, like the Italians, the Japanese, and the British. I'd love to see that, because we can even see right now, you can't see my hand movements obviously, but you can even see right now the Wehrmacht and the Oberkommando West and the Soviets and the US working together with their doctrine choices. I mean, it's pretty awesome. Like, he has elite troop training and the stun grenades and, you know, the light infantry upgrades. Light infantry Jaeger with the Gewehrs. Yep, light infantry Jaeger upgrade. And so that can greatly help his own soldiers for the fight. He tried to flank me with these guys. Rear echelon troops are actually not that bad now. I mean, they have weak health, but they can do volley fire and actually suppress units. I think that's awesome. So I still haven't made this a... I did do the research of the retreat point, but I haven't actually clicked the retreat point there. That's kind of... It's very good to be able to retreat like close to your front lines here and keep your men healed. I mean, why would I go all the way back to my base when I can just do that? So another supply half track. So what I was saying earlier is I usually do the medical one over this one. Because I'm not going to really be getting Puma. Stuka Zufus is very deadly. We'll see that a little bit later. And it's 100 munitions. So I don't really need the flak half track or any of those kind of vehicles. At least on the medical one, I can get the infrared. The half track with the infrared. The infrared scope. Infrared. Yeah, whatever. It has, the point has a searchlight on it. I'm actually going to get that. So I haven't done that. So that's a mistake I made. When you unlock the retreat point, actually click it there so your men retreat there. So you can see we've kind of, as I pulled out, he pulls back in with his grenadiers. I mean, something that really hurts the American infantry is when all the German, the grenadiers have the MGs. MG42 upgrades, very nice. So you can see on this side, these are, is that an ambulance? Yeah. So one of the things that people are using now, they're using these Kuba wagons, which are right here. These guys can actually have a suppression thing, which is pretty cool. And what that does is they'll pretty much suppress troops. But you can see they're on the building there. But I mean, it's pretty nice. And then he also has these flak half tracks are good for taking down scout cards. Now these things are weak, so they're used at a distance. They're kind of like skirmish units from Total War. So you can see, I mean, between the machine guns, you know, working in unison with the machine guns and the guys in the buildings here, he did have radio intercepts. All these are hitting on the enemy miniman. That's pretty awesome. So you can see down here, we're kind of pushing up again. These guys are getting reinforced. There's an official retreat point soon. I'll activate that. We have another truck here. I need to bring these guys back to the front lines. Keep in mind, I never go back to my base when I play. I always click on these things up here. It's just faster. I tried to build some of these defenses, but I had to pull back. Just want to give these guys some heavy cover. All of a sudden, that hurts the American infantrymen are the scout cars. You're gonna need a bazooka. I'm finding now that instead of upgrading for bars, I'm upgrading bazookas because all these light vehicles the Oberkommando West have, along with scout cars, you don't really have a counter to that. Bring the ambulance very close to a scout car. That thing does not stand a chance. And also, if you're playing as the Soviets, you can usually counter that with AT guns, which is decent. I'm bringing these guys up. There's a lot of these Americans here. They are just down to one-man units, and that's just 2 units practically down there if these rear echelon troops get away. I put my machine gun in this house, but is that a hole there? Yeah, I pulled them out because frankly they didn't seem to have any kind of angle on the men coming here. And whenever you see kind of an artillery barrage like that, you want to pull back. So you can see I made this an official retreat point, so my men that I retreat out there are getting healed up. They also have medical supplies, which is pretty cool. Oh, so these guys can drop medical supplies. See, even I'm learning this game still. I mean, there's a lot of new stuff on these two factions here. So, by being able to keep this kind of forward command post here, we do have a lot of fuel thanks to his fuel caches, you know. I could definitely get a... I mean, it's 8 minutes in and I can get a Jagd Panther. But we also have both fuels, keep that in mind. So, with their forces right now, I mean, this guy isn't even... Okay, he did build that. You don't want to probably build your weapon cache too close to the edge of your base. So he's pulling back. Unfortunately, he doesn't have like a retreat point or something. I think the American, I think it's the captain. You know, someone's probably going to correct me on this, but I think it's the captain. the Americans, or the major that can establish a retreat point. I think it's the major, actually. So I can get Fallschirmjägers now, and keep in mind these guys can't deploy in buildings like partisans. Another assault, but I do have my men reinforced. He's probably wondering how I'm keeping my men so healed and close to the front line. That medical building is paying for itself. Anyway, I'm getting the mechanized regimental headquarters to get some more guys. This can actually field transfer. That's going to be kind of interesting to do. So you can see, being suppressed, a lot of troops here. So here's what happened. I put the Fallschirmjägers in here. They popped out on the wrong side and they got suppressed. I had to pull them back, unfortunately. So right now, we were talking on TeamSpeak. We had the two teams here, so these guys were on TeamSpeak, and so was our side. And he was saying he didn't want to push forward because he knew they had an AT there. So it's going to be a little hard for us to push the American base because they do have machine gun emplacements here with a 50 cal. Wow, that's kind of unfair if you think. Well, I guess they. So they have two of these, right? And they also have the machine gun emplacements here. So these guys move up. They don't have any veterancy, so they can't do a rifle grenade on it. So, I mean, our force is just utterly decimating these guys on the left side here. Right side's a little bit more back and forth. You know, we have satchel charges. I mean, this is a great building to blow up if the enemy has it, if you're the Soviets. 50 cals over here set up. But you can see they have a searchlight. I wonder if we can, when it stops, I guess we can, we'll see some of that. And he's also building some Obersoldaten, and these units are very good. So now he's setting up. Let's show you the fog of war. You can kind of see through buildings. I'm not sure how overpowered that technically is yet. I mean, I think the range is a little ridiculous, but you can only see so far. So you can see units moving up. This is very good, especially in a fog of war thing, but keep in mind, it's just a half track. So that's kind of the cool thing with this infrared searchlight. Yeah, I'm not sure it should go all the way pretty much to their base, but looks like it only so okay, they made another assault. They did get around these guys. Now I can move my MG, or I can just mow these guys down. I need my MG to keep these guys, you know, at bay. A lot of AT I moved up. So I feel pretty confident that we're going to win this. I mean, it is 3 victory points. We have both fuels right now. They pretty much don't have any fuel. And if we go over to their side, you can see they have about 60 something. And he hasn't even built the necessary building, so he can't even build that building. It's 12 minutes in. Here are the Fallschirmjägers with their FG-42s. This guy friendly fired, or someone, I thought he friendly fired there, but anyway, I'm moving these Fallschirmjägers in. I kind of want to take out this thing, so I'm going to throw a bundle grenade. I'm going to fall back here. Get some of our men caught on fire, but that should neutralize that AT gun. This is going to be amazing. So this is the probably my new favorite half track of the game. It's the Stuka zu Fuß, and this thing is awesome. It pretty much will launch an artillery barrage, and it does a lot of devastating stuff. So you can see the rockets are being launched off right now. They're being launched right here. So that house is destroyed. You can see it just pretty much blew up both buildings, killed some of these guys. The rockets didn't all land exactly, but look at that devastation. Killed some shock troops that forced these guys back. With that kind of firepower, I 100% agree this needs like 100 seconds or so to be able to fire again, but that's awesome with the creeping barrage. It reminds me of the British artillery guns that were in placements. So that's pretty deadly. Great for urban maps, especially if you want to clear a path through some buildings. Like if the enemy was camping in these buildings, it would have been utterly killed. So women are getting more and more veterans. 17 kills and 9 kills on these guys. And then at this point, because they have all infantry and he's flanking around, he does have Austrians. And he has 2 of them. Keep in mind, Austrians are only 100 fuel each. So I'm pretty worried. I'm ready for a tank at this point. So I have 2 of my guys. I shouldn't be worried, but I have 2 of my guys with the Panzer, the basically anti-tank. I think it's Panzerschreck. Yeah, that's right. I always get the sometimes I get the Schreck and Faust confused, but the Faust is like the rocket. So anyway, this is kind of like a total jerk thing to do. Keep in mind that yellow did lag out. So we got a little too close and got suppressed there. You can see he's just finishing off full units. Austrians are very deadly towards American infantry, especially when they need the upgrades. So the Soviets got utterly defeated on this side. because you're able to. That car helps with the push. We also have the artillery here. So that car, I wanted to bomb the base, but we ran out of time. So the car in the beginning distracted them long enough for me to get our troops in a position. Also having this forward retreat point, you know, was very good near the field, keeping our troops healed. On this side, it's a little more. You know, we have these great Obersoldaten that are good at destroying units, but it's a little. The searchlight was very good. But you can see, I mean, they held some buildings and stuff, but they should have. I mean, they just having these forward positions is invaluable, and a good game to our opponents. So having that forward position as a retreat point is very important. Do that if you're the Wehrmacht, the Oberkommando West, because I mean, having that natural retreat point for your men, especially with the medical one, battle group headquarters. That's a great one, and plus you can get the artillery and also the infrared searchlight. So there you go. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This is how to pretty much push up on the map. Keep that in mind if you want to keep kind of the forward positions for the Oberkommando West. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like and a comment. Copforman221 signing.